Dear students, in this lecture, we will study an alternative or equivalent definition of normal operator and also prove some of the properties of normal operators. Let us see an equivalent definition of normal operator. So, equivalent definition of normal operator, equivalent definition of normal operator. Theorem. Let an operator T on Hilbert space H, an operator T on Hilbert space H is normal if and only if norm of Tx is equal to norm of T star x for all x belongs to H. So, this is an equivalent definition for normal operator. Operator T is normal if and only if this condition gets satisfied. So, we can take this as definition of normal operator. This is a biconditional statement and we have to prove either way. So, let us divide the proof in two parts. First part of the proof is let T be an normal operator. So, T is normal operator on H. T is normal operator on H. This implies that what is definition of normal operator? It commutes with its adjoint. So this implies that T star T equals to T star. This implies that T star Tx is equal to T star x for all x belongs to H. For all x belongs to H. This implies that inner product of T star x with x is equal to inner product of T star x for all x belongs to H. For all x belongs to H. This implies this is equal to inner product of T star x. So, in this section, you just have to remember one property of adjoint, that inner product of Tx and y is equal to inner product of x and T star y. This is by definition of adjoint, and by the result we have proved that T star star equals to T. So by using this result we can write also that x of Ty equals to T t star x y. So if you remember these two properties, you can prove all the properties for adjoint operator. So just remember these properties. Now I am using this, so t gets converted into t star x. Similarly, sorry, I made a mistake here. I should write it t star t. So it becomes tx, tx. So this t star gets converted into tx, and similarly, if I shift from this t here, it will become t star x. So t star x, t star x for all x belongs to H. So this holds for all x belongs to H. Now, this implies, by using these two properties, this implies that we have norm of tx square is equal to norm of t star x square, norm of t star x square for all x belongs to H, and this implies that norm of tx is equal to norm of t star x for all x belongs to H, for all x belongs to H. So this was first part. Now let us prove the second part. So in second part we are going to prove the converse. So the converse is, in first part we assume that P is normal operator on H, and we proved that norm of Tx is equal to norm of T star x for all x belongs to H. So in second part we are going to prove the converse, that norm of Tx is equal to norm of T star x for all x belongs to H. This implies take square. So this implies norm of tx square is equal to norm of t star x square for all x belongs to H. This implies that inner product of tx and tx is equal to inner product of t star x for all x belongs to H, for all x belongs to H. This implies that norm of tx square is equal to norm of t star x square. Sorry, I am repeating the steps. So now, by the properties of adjoint, let us shift this and let us shift this over here. So what we will get is this: t star tx x is equal to, now this will become tt star x for all x belongs to H, for all x belongs to H. So this implies, after this, note that here we are using properties of adjoint. As I mentioned earlier, you just have to remember these properties of adjoint or defining property of adjoint, and we can write this. So this implies inner product of t star t x, shift this whole term over here, and then I could write it as t star t minus tt star x by using properties of inner product, I could write it as T star T minus Tt star x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to H. And we have proved the result that if we have this property for some operator, if Txx is equal to 0 for every x, then we can write that T is equal to 0. So we have proved this property. By using this property, I could write, or by known results, we could say this, T star T minus Tt star is equal to 0. You can specify the reason here by known result, which we have proved. We have taken it as a theorem. We just refer to that theorem which we have proved earlier. This implies that T star T equals to Tt star, and this implies that T is normal on H. This implies that T is normal operator on H. So this completes the equivalent proof of equivalent definition of normal operator. Remember, if T is normal, if and only if T satisfies this condition, norm of Tx is equal to norm of T star x for all x belongs to H. Let us prove the result, one of the results for normal operators. So the result is this: if n is normal operator on H, if n is normal operator on H, if n is normal operator on H, then norm of n square equals to norm of n square. Proof: if n is normal operator on H, then norm of n square is equal to norm n square. Okay, so we'll prove this result. Now, to prove this result, we have to use the definition of normal operator, and then we will use properties of adjoint operator as well. So let us prove this result let us begin the proof by using definition of normal operator. N is normal operator implies that what is definition of normal operator? It states that n star n equals to n star. This implies that n star n x is equal to n star x for all x belongs to H. For all x belongs to H. This implies that, let us take, or let us say, I could take the composition with n itself. So here, better I'll write it in this way, n star n. So let me add one step prior to this. Then this implies that n star n nx is equal to n star n x for all x belongs to H. Okay. So with this, the simplification would be, let us take an inner product of this with x itself. So what we are going to have is this n star nx, let us take inner product with nx, is equal to n star n x inner product with nx for all x belongs to H, for all x belongs to H. So this implies that what we have is this implies that nx, now we are using properties of adjoint, so I am shifting this n star to here, so it becomes, if star is there it gets removed, if star is there then it gets removed, if star is not there then it gets added, from shifting from first coordinate to second coordinate. So star is here, so star will get removed. You can remember this as a trick. So this is star gets removed, so it is nx, and that is equal to, that we are going to write it as n star nx inner product with, now star will get added here, so star gets added here. So what we have is this is nothing but n star nx, this is nothing but n star nx. So simplify this, on simplifying this you will see that this is nothing but inner product of n square x with itself, and this is inner product of n star nx So this implies that norm of n square x square is equal to, note that this holds for every x belongs to H, this also holds for every x belongs to H. So norm of n square x square is equal to norm of n star n x square for every x or for all x belongs to H. If you take supremum, so let me take the square root first. So this implies that norm of n square x is equal to norm of n star nx for all x belongs to H, for all x belongs to H, and this implies that if you take supremum, what you will get is this. This implies that supremum of norm of n square x, where supremum is taken with all vectors whose norm is less equal to 1, is equal to supremum of all vectors whose norm is less equal to 1, norm n star n x. But by definition, this supremum is nothing but norm of n square, and this is nothing but norm of n star n. In the next step, this implies norm of n square is equal to norm of n square, since norm of t star t is equal to norm of t square. We have proved this result, or we have seen this result in one of the lectures. So this holds for every operator, and hence our claim is proved that norm of n square is equal to norm of n square. This completes the proof. So with this, we have finished off the proof of this property. We are going to see some more results on normal operators in coming lectures. Thank you.